Hey everybody, it's Glenn, and I am back at it, scraping the bottom of the barrel of the Marvel Universe to bring you Marvel's most obscure characters in custom action figure form. Here we have Stegron, the Dinosaur Man. Stegron's primarily an antagonist of Spider-Man, has had a handful of appearances in other titles, menacing other superheroes. When he first appeared in Spider-Man, he appeared alongside the Lizard and shares a similar origin to the Lizard in that he's a brilliant scientist who conducted experiments on dinosaur DNA from the Savage Land and for whatever reason decided to inject himself with dinosaur DNA, and this is the result. Kids, do not inject yourself with dinosaur DNA. You will end up looking like him. Now, Stegron's real name is Vincent Stegron, and I guess in the Marvel Universe, with a last name like Stegron, you were just destined to become a hideous Stegosaurus mutant type man. So now I'm going to bring Stegron closer to the camera so you can get an idea of some of the detail that I've put into this figure, beginning with down the torso here with this segmentation that I've done. And I'm not prone to showing you the private parts of action figures, but just want to give you a sense of all the sculpting that I've done there along the tail. Then round to these Stegosaurus type plates. So Stegron here began life as a MODOK series Iron Man, and I chose that figure because that figure has the armor, has the segmented, whatever, limbs. And I like in the classic comic book artists, whenever they drew reptilian figures, whether it be kind of Lizard or Abomination, they always rendered scaly textures as this segmented way, and Iron Man has those, so I took those limbs and kind of extended in my sculpting into the torso and the tail the same segmentation. And his head here is a Beta Ray Bill head. I mean, you may have seen I've done, this is actually my second version of Stegron. You can check out my older videos for the first version of Stegron, which at the time was actually a pretty decent figure. But if you haven't seen it, check out my older videos because soon I will likely delete those. I've kind of been doing customizing long enough now that some of my older work, it's like when you look at pictures of yourself at high school and you just kind of cringe and want to tear your own eyes out. But I am over the moon with this figure. It was a lot of work to do, but a lot of fun to do. It's the kind of offbeat character that I love. I'm just going to bring in here the pre-Legends Stegron action figure that Toy Biz produced. If I can get him to stand up. Yep, there we go. Now, the pre-Legends Stegron was produced in a series called The Vault, and it was a all supervillain series. It also featured Ultron and what's her name? The crazy chick that Daredevil banged. Typhoid Mary. And it's that series came out in the late 90s, and it's when the Toy Biz had bled every animated series dry of figures, and it's before they stumbled upon Marvel Legends and hit the ground running with that, and they, for that window of time, they produced a lot of kind of odd series, and Stegron resulted from one of those series. It's actually not a good figure at all. The only thing I would say that's any good about it, the figure does have a really good surface texture, but even though Stegron has only really had a handful of appearances, somehow this figure doesn't look like any of them, how any artist ever drew Stegron. It's just a pretty kind of lifeless figure, really. You can always tell when you pick up a figure, if I can anyway, if a sculptor enjoyed sculpting a figure. I don't know if that makes sense. And you can tell here that whoever sculpted this, they were just thinking about paying their mortgage, really. Not a great figure. Move him out of the way.